Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Cooper and welcome back to SIS Film Breakdowns. We took a little hiatus to finish up the 2021 SIS Football Rookie Handbook, but we're back breaking down prospects as we're almost just a month away from the draft. With that said, this episode focuses on Georgia's edge Azeez Ojulari. Our second ranked edge in the handbook, Ojulari racked up 14 sacks and 74 pressures in just 27 career games. At Georgia's Pro Day, Ojulari measured in at 6 feet, 2 1/4 inches, 249 pounds. One other measurement of note was his ridiculous arm length of 34 3/8 inches. He also ran the 40 unofficially at 4.63, had a broad jump of 10 feet 7 inches, and also benched 225 pounds 26 times, which is great considering the arm length we just mentioned. Now let's take a look at what he does in-game against Tennessee, Alabama, and Cincinnati that makes him so special. Let's start with the Tennessee game with Ojulari lined up in a reduced 9 technique on the right side of the defensive line, which is where he lined up the majority of his plays. Now off the ball, he slants inside, which gets the tackle off balance and then gets right into his chest with a bull rush and walks the tackle back into the quarterback. Both Anderson from the left edge and Ojulari get pressure on the quarterback and force a sack, fumble, and a huge loss for the Tennessee offense here. Now let's move to the Alabama game and watch what Ojulari does best: rush with speed around the edge. He's lined up in a 3-point stance and a 9 tech again, and let's watch both angles with the first at real speed to really get a true idea of his explosion off the line and speed around the edge. As we run the play, we can see right away the length he gets with his first step. At the apex and point of contact, Ojulari uses quick, strong hands with a slap and rip move to get around the edge. He doesn't get the sack here, but gets good pressure on Mac Jones. Now on the tight copy, we can really see and get a good look at his hands and feet. Now right here, he gets a little bit off the ground as he jumps, and that could be a reason that he could have gotten pushed back just enough here, not allowing him to flatten all the way at the apex and get to the quarterback. However, his hands are accurate to knock Leatherwood's arms away and his reach away, but shows good ankle flexion to get to the quarterback. Let's go back to the Tennessee game now, and this time Ojulari is on the right edge in a 2-point stance. For this play, he puts a little bit of everything we've seen together for the sack. Shows good quickness off the ball, accurate hands to slap away the arms of the tackle, ankle flexion and bend at the apex, and he even gets hooked and held, but overcomes that to get to the quarterback for the sack, the fumble, and even gets the fumble recovery as well. The film gives us a clear picture as to why he's so dominant, and the stats back that up too. He secured 8.5 sacks and 36 pressures with a 21% pressure rate, which tied for second among edges in the handbook. He also finished with 39 total points in 10 games, and his 3.9 per game ranked him 7th. Now let's turn to the Peach Bowl for a couple plays against Cincinnati. It's early in the fourth quarter and Ojulari is standing up on the right edge yet again. Another look at normal speed gives us a look at just how quick Ojulari is off the line and around the edge. Again, he shows quick, accurate hands and good bend at the apex to get into the pocket. His path to the quarterback is extremely clean here. Once there, he's able to strip Ritter of the ball for a sack fumble. Once we get onto the end zone view, we get another good look at his hands, his arm length, the ankle flexion that he has, and the bend to flatten at the apex to get to the quarterback for the sack and the forced fumble. Now here's the final play of the game. Georgia took the lead late, and this is Cincinnati's last hope. Ojulari is back in a 3-point stance in a wide 9. He shows quickness off the line yet again, and even though he does leave his feet at the point of attack, he's still able to take advantage of poor fundamentals from the tackle to use a swipe and rip move and bend to sack the quarterback and secure the win. Now let's look at Ojulari's fourth quarter numbers. Obviously, we just watched 2 plays in the fourth quarter versus Cincinnati after James Hudson left the game, but that's not the only game he put up good numbers in the final frame. His 4.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in the fourth quarter each tied for the most in all of college football. Ojulari isn't only an exceptional pass rusher, but he can also hold his own and make plays in the run game as well. Ojulari is in a 2-point stance to the left of the offensive formation, and he's going to get power coming his way. Now with the guard pulling, Ojulari crashes down and takes him head on instead of letting the guard come to him. Even giving up 75 pounds, Ojulari anchors and completely stops the guard on contact to set the edge, forces a bounce from the running back, and then is able to disengage and make the tackle in the backfield. Lastly, let's check him out against short yardage. Tennessee hurries to the line on 4th and 1 with a heavy, unbalanced line on Ojulari's side. At the snap, Ojulari shoulders the lineman inside with good power and fights off a block to stand up the running back in the hole and force a turnover on downs. This is a big time play and run stuff to set the tone early in the game. Now that we just saw Ojulari against the run, let's take a look at some numbers. His ridiculous adjusted tackle depth plus of 200 ranked him second among all edges in the handbook, and he also finished with 1.3 tackles for loss per game, which had him in the top 10. As we just saw, he can do more than just rush the passer. Ojulari lacks a little change of direction ability and uses the same pass rush moves a little too often, even with a solid repertoire, but his first step length, accurate hand use, and strength to set the edge allow him to be a difference maker on all 3 downs at the next level. He fits best as a stand-up outside linebacker, and with his skill set, look for him to start being talked about in the middle of the first round come draft night. The 2021 edition of the SIS Football Rookie Handbook is out now, so make sure to go get your copy if you haven't already. You can also register for a free trial on the SIS DataHub to see all of these stats and more for every player, and also tune in each week to the Off the Charts podcast. Thanks for watching SIS Film Breakdowns.